Today we will learn about past tense. Past tense is the verb form used to talk about things that happened in the past. It means in past tense we study about the forms of verb which tells about the action of past. There are four types of past tense, that is simple past tense, past continuous tense, past perfect tense, and past perfect continuous tense. Let us begin with the simple past tense.
The form of verb which shows the events or actions of past are said to be in simple past tense. Yes, children, in simple past tense, we talk about the events of the past. But the most important thing is the form of verb. That which form of verb to be used for making sentences in simple past tense. For making sentences in simple past tense, the V2 or second form of verb is used. Now, for making the second form of verb, usually ed is added to the first form of verb. That is, V1, the first form of verb, plus ed changes to V2, the second form of verb. For example, open plus ed becomes opened. Play plus ed becomes played. Jump plus ed becomes jumped. For the verbs that ends with e, we have to add d to change it into the second form of verb. For example, bake becomes baked. Use becomes used. Hate becomes hated. Smile becomes smiled. Now, for the verbs that end with a single vowel plus a consonant, here we have to double the last letter and add ed. For example, admit becomes admitted. Commit becomes committed. Refer becomes referred. Drop becomes dropped. Now for the verbs that end with y, here we have to replace y with I and we have to add ed. For example, carry becomes carried. Try becomes tried. Copy becomes copied. Marry becomes married. Now for some verbs, there are no specific rule for changing from first form to the second form. Such verbs are called irregular verbs. Okay? So here we have to remember the second form of such verbs. For example, sleep. V2 is slept. Eat, ate. Run, ran. Learn, learned. Awake, awoke, etc. Yes, children. Now, for making declarative sentences in simple past tense, we have to know certain rules. Let us see. For different subjects like the first person singular and plural, that is I and we, second person singular and plural, that is you, third person singular, that is he, she, it, or any single noun, and third person plural, that is they or any plural noun, we have to add the second form of verb for making declarative sentences. Now let us have it clear with the help of some examples. For example, I won first prize in essay writing last year. We visited our uncle last week. You knew how to solve the puzzle. He had some chicken last night. She wrote an application yesterday. Rahul took dance classes in his childhood. They bought a new car last Christmas. Players drank some water before the last match.
Now let us study about past continuous tense.
Children, in past continuous tense, we talk about the events or actions which were going on or continue in the past time. So this is how we can define it. Past continuous tense. It tells about the timing of an action when we were in the middle of doing something at a particular moment in the past. Now, the form of verb to be used in past continuous tense. Here, we have to use the auxiliary verbs was or were with the fifth form of verb. Fifth form of verb, that is V1 plus ing. Now children, let us see the rules for making declarative sentences in past continuous tense. So here, with the single subjects like I, he, she, it, or single noun, we have to add was plus the fifth form of verb. Let us see some examples. Example 1. I was playing with my friends. He was riding a bike. She was sleeping peacefully last night. Priya was jogging in the park yesterday. Now, with the first person plural subject, we, second person singular and plural subject, you, and third person plural subject, they, or plural noun, we have to add were plus the fifth form of the verb. Now let us see some examples. Example 1. We were planning a picnic last month. Number 2. You were driving the car nicely. Example 3. They were making fun of each other. Number 4. Teachers were having lunch together yesterday.
Okay, children, thank you very much. This is it for today. We'll continue with the tenses in the next video. Till then, take care and God bless you all.